what was your unique argument that you presented to the court for overturning the ban on gay marriage?
David, you want to? We try to condense it down because there are briefs and pages of briefs and arguments in the Supreme Court.
I think we basically made three arguments. The first argument we made was that marriage is a fundamental right, and that is an argument that was pretty easy to make because the United States Supreme Court has said that over and over again. They've said that states can't prevent child support scofflaws from getting another marriage license, even though there's some pretty good policy reasons for that. The court said no, marriage is such a fundamental right. It is so essential to human dignity and liberty and the pursuit of happiness that you cannot deprive people of the right to get married, even if they've abused a prior marriage. The state of Missouri forbid marriage licenses to be issued to prisoners. And the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. Even if you're in prison, even if you've committed murder, even if you can't consummate a marriage, the marital relationship is so essential, so fundamental to our pursuit of happiness that everybody ought to be entitled to do that. So the first thing, very hard for them to argue that marriage is not a fundamental right. The second thing that we set out to prove was that depriving gay and lesbian citizens of the right to marry the person they love seriously harmed them and seriously harmed the children that they were raising. And we proved that not only from our world-class experts that we brought to the trial from all over the world, but on cross-examination we proved that from the defendant's own experts. And the third proposition was that depriving gay and lesbian citizens of the right to marry didn't help anybody. There wasn't any evidence that it was going to hurt heterosexual marriages. I used to debate people from the other side, and I would ask the audiences, I would say, how many of you are married to a person of the opposite sex? A lot of hands would go up. And then I would say, well, thank you, and put your hands down. Now how many of you, if your gay neighbors were able to marry, would decide to get divorced? Now, no hands went up. Now, I don't know whether that was out of fear or true belief. No hands went up. And then I would say to them, how many of you have children who are in love and thinking about getting married? A number of hands would go up. And I said, now, how many of you think they would decide that they didn't want to marry that person just because their lesbian classmates are going to be able to get married? And no hands went up. Because that's not what motivates people to get married. People get married because they're in love, because they want to be together with somebody. And the fact that somebody else has that opportunity isn't going to harm. In fact, it's going to strengthen the institution of marriage. The idea that people can oppose marriage equality and still talk with a straight face about family values is a mystery to me.